Hello YouTubers, UXO here again with part 4 of my trailer rental. My last video ended when I removed the hot water tank, and I said in that video that I'm probably going to remove the kitchen cabinets or counter, which I have done. It was a lot easier than I expected it to be. As long as you take your time and remove all the perimeter screws and the floor screws that run along the base, and of course remove all your plumbing and your gas. And of course the gas is off in here. I shut it off when I first started, and I have this little space heater in here which warms the place up nicely. We have rain again now. It's been 5 or 6 days up in Ontario. It's been raining every day, so I can't do anything outside. When I got the hot water tank out and took the vinyl up, the floor about from here all the way down had previously been wet and was dry rot. I cut it all out, so I have a little bigger spot than I anticipated. So the whole length of the trailer here, probably about 8 or 9 feet on this side, and about 4 feet there. It's all cut nice and clean now to accept the new boxes that I'm going to put inside. I'm going to make new boxes that sit inside along the perimeter and toenail them into the existing 2x3s. In the front here, same thing along this side, except this block going to make a little narrower, and then scab some pieces in these spots where there's a blank. They only used 2 pieces in there and then scabbed them together for a brand new trailer. I mean, I guess it's alright because there is a supporting beam underneath there, and there's one in here where the new boxes are going to sit on top of, so it's going to be well supported. The longest part of this job has been removing the floor from underneath the wall cavity. It's very time consuming and very difficult. I know some people have taken off the outer shell of the RV to do that, but I didn't want to do that. Plus the weather is terrible outside. I didn't want to expose everything to that rain. Doing it in here, you use a couple of tools, screwdrivers, some cutters, and just work your way slowly down or up depending. And about every 10 inches I put a spacer in that I use from the old flooring, so it's the exact size, 5/8, undamaged stuff, 5/8, just so I don't want the wall to sag. I worked all the way along, and then I got a little bit left to complete in here, which is dry rot, which is very easy to remove, so I'm not worried about that. And down at the end, it's quite solid. I'm going to leave it in place, clean it up, and then put the new box in. That took a long time, like I said, both sides, on your back, on your side. This is the wood, some of the wood that was underneath, that I pulled up from underneath the water heater with the mold and mildew on it. That's why whenever working with wet wood, make sure you wear your proper respirators. You don't want those spores going in your lungs. It smells a lot cleaner in here now that it's opened up and all that damp insulation is gone. Brings me to the next point, the insulation. Once I got the boxes into the new cavities, I'm going to use 1.5 inch closed cell polystyrene, I think it's called, and cut them and put them in, and then use low expansion foam and seal around the joints of the poly foam and the new boxes that I build. That should make it fairly weather tight. It's still going to leave about 1/2 inch between the floor and the top of the foam board for air to move to keep it to dry it out. We've had a lot of rain the last couple of days, so I noticed some water ingression in the corner here still, which is good. So, I mean, it's telling me the water is coming from the corners on both outsides. I'll look at that problem when it stops raining. Other than that, it's been pretty dry. And that's about it for now. My next step, like I said, is going to complete the wall cavity cleaning out, build my boxes, and I'll start my new video from there. Like and share, and see you in part 5.